Dear participants and colleagues, I am very glad to see you all today. Before we start, let me remind you that you can use simultaneous translation during our meeting. For this, please do not turn off the original sound and select English or Russian language by clicking the globe icon in the bottom of the screen. Circle globe icon. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, dear participants of the 4th online meeting of the Creative Cooperation Program, UNESCO Creative Cities of BRICS countries, Art Together. The topic of today's meeting is youth activity in the work of the UNESCO Creative City team. My name is Diana Kovela. I am the Program Director of the Russia BRICS Youth Project Office. I am glad to welcome you from our studio located in the Russian city of Ulyanovsk. So now let me ask you to introduce yourself in our Zoom chat. Please write what is your name, what country do you represent, what is your activity, and your contact information. Name, country, your activity, and contact information. I will give you 1 minute, please. Well, let's continue. The organizers of the program are the NGO Center for Innovations and Communication, the Russia BRICS Youth Project Office, and the Alexander Gorchakov Public Diplomacy Fund. As you know, our program consists of 6 online meetings, which we are holding from July to December 2022. Within the framework of our program, 40 experts share successful experience of their cities' creative teams. And today, we will meet 6 experts from 5 BRICS countries: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. As you may remember, on the previous meeting, our participants have expressed a desire to visit UNESCO cities of the BRICS countries for creative internships. Our Russia BRICS Project Office has already sent the initiative letter about such internships to the Russian Federal Agency for Youth Affairs. So there is a probability that with the agency's financial help, this program will be possible to implement. We will definitely keep you informed. And our first speaker is Valeria Chernogorodova, the head of the Department of International Activities of the Department of Youth Projects and Programs of the Federal Agency for Youth Affairs, Russia. She will tell us about the Russian Federal Agency for Youth Affairs, since it's directly related to the youth and works in the direction of BRICS as well as in our directions. Please, Valeria, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Diana. I hope that you can hear me well. I'm trying to speak loudly. Greetings, young people from all over the world. I'm very happy to see you all here. I'm sure that you are already well aware of Diana's team's work and what they do. You all know where Ulyanovsk is in Russia, since they are very active, and I think that they made you all the ambassadors of Ulyanovsk in the world arena. But now I would love to tell you about Russia's priorities in the sphere of youth. Since I represent the Federal Agency for Youth Affairs of Russia, this is the federal executive body responsible for youth policy in our country. So let me turn on the screen demonstration mode and show you the presentation that we have prepared for you. Yes. So we are the Federal Agency for Youth Affairs, or to put it briefly, Rosmolodezh. Not a very easy name for a foreign ear, but hopefully you will all learn it by the end of the session. So we are coordinating the sphere of youth policy. We are based in Moscow, but we work closely in close cooperation with all youth departments in all regions of Russia. Each Russian region has its own structure responsible for youth policy, and we are aiming to build a joint system, a joint structure that will allow us to conduct the policy that will be um, joint and united, and that will pursue the same goals and the same directions and priorities. So basically, our activities are divided into 8 major tracks. This is Dobro, or kindness. That is how we that's how we call all activities that are related to volunteering and civic activity. So we attach great importance to promoting the development of volunteering in Russia. And by the way, not only in Russia, but in fostering closer ties and cooperation in the international arena in this sphere. The second the second track is actually called Rospatriot, and that is everything that is related to civic education, to patriotic education, to fostering the love for our country among the young people. Another track is Rosmoders Technologies. Obviously, that is everything that is related to technologies. Rosmoders Plus World. This is a huge direction that it deals with international activities, projects, and programs. That is what my department is specialized on. Rosmoders Business. We hold quite a lot of activities that are related to youth entrepreneurship, to helping young people build their own businesses, not only build but develop or get investments, and mentorship from well, grown-up entrepreneurs. Rosmoders Creative, that is everything that is related to arts, to culture, to creative economy, and so on. Rosmoders Career, we work actively to help young people, young specialists to build up their career and grow. And Rosmoders Impact, that is everything connected with ecology and sustainable development. So each year we hold a lot of forums, professional contests, volunteer and patriotic. And all those activities are aimed at building favorable environment for young people to pursue their goals, and we aim at providing all the necessary environment for the self-realization of young people in Russia. So let me expand a little bit on our most vibrant and I would say dynamic track, which is called Dobro. I've already told you that it is related to volunteering and civic engagement. We are trying to build and increase the community of volunteers in our country, not only young volunteers, but we try to promote volunteering in all spheres of our life among people of all ages, be it young people, be it elder generations. We have even a specific term to refer to elderly people are involved and engaged in volunteering, which is called silver volunteers. And by the way, silver volunteers are one of the most active groups of volunteering among all. So within this track, we implement a special activity, which is called We Are Together. This project involves more than 6.5 million people. It was launched during the pandemic to help the country, to help people overcome the negative impact, the negative consequences of the COVID pandemic. And it engages everyone from just people, volunteers who helped deliver food, who helped deliver medicine, to huge corporations that donated money to the We Are Together Fund to help fight this pandemic. We implement quite a few international projects. One of them is called Mission Dobro, or kindness, if you translate it literally into English. These are humanitarian missions, exchange programs for Russian volunteers. They are going abroad upon the requests of the local hosting country. They are selected based on their professional experience and professional experience, basically. So if the hosting country needs people that work with, that teach Russian, for example, or people who are specialized in ecology and, or, for example, protecting arts and historical sites, including, for example, UNESCO sites, and this hosting country needs the help of Russian volunteers, our Association of Volunteering Centers open the call for participants, for volunteering, for volunteers, and sends it to another country for short-term missions, short or middle-term missions to help the local community. So this is one of the brightest examples of our activity in terms of volunteering, I think. And another big program that we implement annually is called the International Award We Are Together, which was established in 2020, and it was supported by the president of our country. This award is aimed at rewarding citizens and organizations for selfless contribution to solving important humanitarian problems and issues. So this year, we have already closed the call for applications, and the results will be announced at our major international event, which is called We Are Together International Forum, which will take place in December, on December 5th until the December 8th. So the call for applications, including call for applications from international participants, is already open. So I encourage all of you to apply and join us in December in Moscow. So another big sphere of our work is grant competition. So each year we extend financial support to young people who are willing to implement a social project. The most important thing here is that the project should be non-commercial one. So it can be any project in any sphere, from volunteering to sports to promoting healthy lifestyle to international activities. The grants are handed both to individuals, to citizens, and to universities and to NGOs. So there are 3 categories that can apply for a grant from us and receive financial support for implementing the project. All our events are available on a special program, which is a platform which is called rosmolodezh.events. It includes both the huge amount of forums that we hold annually. It includes our competitions, including the We Are Together International Award. We also hold competitions for students and for school children, which is called Big Break and Your Move. Big Break is for school children, Your Move is for students. And these competitions are aimed at encouraging and selecting the brightest and the most intelligent young people in terms of not their academic successes, but in terms of how good they are in teamwork, in soft skills, in implementing and suggesting initiatives that are aimed at solving our joint problems that we all face. And of course, one of our biggest events that fall into this category is called International Youth Forum Eurasia Global. It is being held annually in Orenburg, it's one of Russian cities. It gathers 500 young people from more than 60 countries annually. It is held it includes quite a few thematic sessions, plenary sessions, discussion, master classes that take place simultaneously, and every person can move freely from one session to another and choose what suits best for him or her. And what makes this forum unique is the, first of all, the international atmosphere, and secondly, the opportunity to receive grant support for your initiatives at the forum. You can apply, present your idea, defend it in front of the panel of jury, and receive financial support for your idea. And let me briefly expand more on our activities, on the activities of our department. So we pay special attention to developing cooperation with the countries of BRICS, of course, with the Commonwealth of Independent States, with the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. These are our priorities for this year. And there are a few formats that we work in. Those are bilateral exchanges when we establish a formal agreement with another country, with the youth ministry of another country, and reach an agreement to exchange delegations annually, host them in Russia and send it to our partner countries. For example, we have such agreements with India, with Vietnam, with some other countries, more than actually 20 of them. We also support our project offices, including project office Russia BRICS, that you are all well aware of now, I'm sure about that. So these project offices are aimed at being like think tanks that gather all the information about the organization or the group of countries that they work with, and systematically organize events and activities in this sphere. We also have huge international forums, for example, like Eurasia Global that I have already mentioned. And we also work on major international forums, for example, economic forums that are held by the government of Russia and Federation, but we, as the youth agency, are often asked to organize youth sessions, youth roundtables, youth days, even within these big, I would say, grown-up forums, such as St. Petersburg Economic Forum, such as Eastern Economic Forum, Caspian Economic Forum that took place last week. So we also give young people the opportunity to take part in these forums and present their initiatives at the very high level to people that make decisions both in Russia and in foreign countries. So basically, that's it briefly about the main priorities of Russia in terms of youth policy. And as I have already mentioned, we are trying to build this system, this joint system of priorities, values across Russia in all cities, including UNESCO cities. So thank you very much for listening. I'm here for your questions if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, dear Valeria, for your very interesting presentation. I hope this information will be very useful for project success of our participants. So if you have questions to Valeria, please write them to our Zoom chat, and I will read them a bit later. I would like to emphasize that our program is aimed at exchanging experience in the field of culture and art and implementing joint international projects. So Dear participants, please take this opportunity to share with us and all the participants the ideas that you have, looking at your colleagues, peers, like-minded people from other BRICS countries whom you see here today. Perhaps now is the time when we all need to cooperate to be stronger. I am glad to inform you that most of the electronic booklet about the cases that we heard within our Creative Cooperation program is ready, and we are looking forward to sending it to all of you in December. And now I'm giving the floor to our next speaker, Harshita Sharma, Assistant Professor at IIS University, India, Jaipur, UNESCO City of Crafts and Folk Arts. Harshita, the floor is yours, please.
Okay. Hi, am I audible? Okay. So,
Yes,
namaskar.
you are.
Namaskar to one and all present in this prestigious UNESCO Creative Cities BRICS meet. This is Harshita Sharma from Jaipur, a magnificent and a colorful city in India. And I'm thrilled and humbled to be a part of this meet. And I will take you along through the charms, life, and colorful journey of my city, Jaipur. As you can see, I'm just dressed, colored, and my background says it all, right? So currently I'm working as an assistant professor, IIS University. I'm an international relations enthusiast, and such platforms actually provide an opportunity to get to know each other more and learn from different people from different parts of the world. Well, before I start, I would just like to recite a poem that was devised by one of my students. The only planned city of its time, built by Savai Jaisingh in his prime. Constructed with pink sandstone pretty, it's our own Jaipur city. So Jaipur is known as the pink city because of the pink sandstones. It was first planned city in India, and it was established in 1727 by the then ruler Savai Jaisingh. Its architect was Vidyadhar Bhattacharya, and the duo, they tried to build city in the grid-like pattern. So on the screen, you can see a grid structure of the map, and there are 9 grids that symbolize the 9 planets. So this is how it was designed. It was declared as the UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2019 for its town planning and architecture. Then, of course, it became a creative city in 2015 for its folk art and craft. Well, it's a major tourist destination. Lakhs of tourists arrive in Jaipur every single day. In 2022 itself, there was a 63% surge in the tourists. It is packed with many attractions like glorious forts, palaces, temples, and much more that I'm going to just discuss with you. Next slide, please. Okay, so blue pottery is one of the GI tags. The name blue pottery comes from the eye-catching cobalt blue. It's the basic traditional art here in Jaipur, and it gives livelihood and employment opportunities to lakhs of artisans. It's the most important attraction, and whenever you visit Jaipur, you must shop for these blue pottery products. No clay is used here. The dough is made from quartz powder glass, fuller's earth, gum, and water. So this is how it is made. And some of this pottery is semi-transparent and mostly decorated with bird, flowers, and animal motifs. So this is actually eye-catching treat for everybody. Next up on your screen, you see Kathputlis. This is another important folk art. It's a form of puppetry in Jaipur. And, these people used to perform for royal families in the past. Now this community wanders from village to village, and they, speak about problems like dowry, women empowerment, illiteracy, poverty, etc., using these puppets together. Well, Jaipur's puppets are unique in themselves. They don't have legs. They are carved out from wood. They are draped in, beautiful long trailing skirts, and they are articulated so skillfully as to suggest a flexible movement. So definitely eye treat to watch when you visit Jaipur. Next slide, please. So Jaipur is famous for various fabric prints also, and prints and designs are one of the basic prominent attractions here. One of them being the Sanganeri hand block prints. You can see on your screens how beautiful these prints are. Well, they provide a prominent place in the world for weavers and craftsmen. Their delicate designs and lines and the natural colors are defining factors of this print. Bagru print is another a form of hand block print. Well, the way the technique it is used, it's very curative, because the design is first engraved on the wooden block and then those designs are replicated on the fabric itself. So this is how Bagru prints are made, and definitely another attraction in Jaipur. Next slide. Yes, so miniature paintings, they are characterized by their compliance to three visible aspects. They are small in size, as the name suggests, miniature. They narrate stories from popular books. They execute meticulously delicate brushwork. They tell beautiful stories about a mythological figure. So there's a mythological love pair of Lord Radha and Krishna. So they generally talk about that. And all these artists, they always think that, people must actually feel joy and reverence when they look at these beautiful, colorful paintings. So this is about miniature paintings. And there's another kind of painting famous in Jaipur, that is Meenakari. So the Meenakari painting is done on surface of metals and other ceramic tiles. For example, frames, vases, dishes, ornaments, and jewelry. So this is how it is done. Next slide. Well, another feather in the cap of Jaipur are its folk dances, and I'll just discuss any two of you with you. One is the Ghumar dance. Ghumar comes from the term ghumna, which means circular. So veiled women wearing floral, beautiful ghagras and skirts, they dance in circular and they enjoy themselves. And Ghumar is a traditional folk dance of Rajasthan and Jaipur that gained popularity in each and every section of India. It was earlier performed by Bhil tribes, but today each and everyone performs it. Then another most epic dance form is Kalbelia dance. And most of you must have heard of it also, because it is a part of representative list of UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity. Women in flowing black skirts, they replicate the performance of a serpent. They also wear beautiful silver threaded jewelry, small mirror work, and they also have traditional tattoo designs. So this is its beauty. Next slide, please. Okay. So now let me highlight the role of youth in the promotion and development of Jaipur's art and craft. Well, Jaipurites, including me, we firmly believe in a quote that says, "It is in the roots and not in the branches that the greatest strength lies." So Jaipur youth has been and still contributing immensely in the, taking the Jaipur's tradition forward. Today, there are a lot of startups, young leaders and entrepreneurs that are doing their business and making tradition as their passion. Along with entrepreneurship, art and craft of Jaipur is also taught in our schools. It is very well part in our school and college curriculum. Students from very young age are taught stitching, tie and dye, hand block printing, etc. There are a lot of NGOs and organizations also who are working in this field, one of them being Prayas Corps. I am myself associated with that organization. This organization works for the upliftment of slum kids. So we provide them with vocational training. In handicrafts, the slum kids. So it's definitely very inspirational, and you can know more about this at www.prayascorps.com. A lot of small movies and documentaries are also made by our youth on Jaipur, and you can check them out on YouTube definitely. A lot of informative stuff is there online. Next slide, please. Where, of course, Jawahar Kala Kendra. So when we are discussing about Jaipur and we don't talk about the cultural hub of Jaipur, then it's meaningless, because Jawahar Kala Kendra, according to me, is actually the heaven for artists in Jaipur. Discussion over Jawahar Kala Kendra is very important here because it's the cultural hub. So this international institution, it focuses upon preservation and promotion of various genres of Indian art and craft. In the last few years, JKK has apparently become very popular cultural destination. It also provides a fertile ground for all the artists, theater artists, dancers to come together and interact with them. Throughout the year, a lot of cultural activities are also accomplished at the campus and the premises, including seminars, workshops, dance, music recitals, theater shows, publication of books, etc. So it's actually the heaven for artists in Jaipur. Next. Umang. So this is a disabled friendly school in Jaipur that also works for vocational training of disabled kids. As you can see on your screens, you see a elephant, keychain. Then there is horse-shaped greeting card. And then there is this chapati basket, which has a design of blue pottery. Blue pottery I just discussed with you before. So all these stuff is, handcrafted and curated by these kids themselves. Of course, they are marketed and the money that is collected is used for their upliftment and welfare. So this is about Umang, and this is also an inspirational way towards youth empowerment, I feel. And I myself feel very empowered looking at this. Next. Okay, so now some success stories of our young Jaipur entrepreneurs that I'm personally inspired, who have carved their way through making that, tradition as their passion. So this is Pari Chaudhary, and in 2016, she launched her own ethnic fashion wear brand, Bunai. This was much awaited women's brand, and that has received numerous accolades all over the country. As a brand, it is closely connected to our roots. The team Bunai makes sure that the women truly embrace the sense of their ethnic beauty. The Bagru prints that I discussed before are very, very famous and popular from Bunai. And Bunai today, let me tell you, is $1 million business. And Pari Chaudhary is just 28 years of age today. So next slide. Another fashion brand, Manmani, conceptualized by our young Jaipurite Chandni Soni. A fashion fiesta fashion brand reflects contemporary women honed in their traditional outfits. As you can see on the screen, the designs are a reflection of how our youth is, proudly embracing our culture in their career. The designs that you see on the screen are the Bandhani print designs, are a huge shout out all over the country. The scarf that I'm wearing here, this is also a Bandhani print scarf. So Bandhani basically comes from the word bandhna. Bandhna means tying. So the cloth is first tied, dipped into a dye and then opened up. So the design that comes out is the Bandhani print. So this is Bandhani itself. Next. Kundan Meena jewelry. So Jaipur is known for its beautiful Kundan Meena jewelry. That's Kirti Soni on your screen, a young enthusiastic entrepreneur running her own business in this field. Well, Sonis are a community in Jaipur of jewelers, and a lot of youngsters are proudly moving forward in this field. If I explain you Kundan Meena, Kundan basically is the 24K gold and Meena is the enameling. So the enameling on the gold is Kundan Meena. So this is about it, and definitely when you visit Jaipur, must go and shop this beautiful Kundan Meena jewelry that you can see here. Next up. Okay, now let me summarize some of the important government initiatives to promote our art and culture. One of them is the Ustad scheme that envisages and boosts the skill of craftsmen, weavers, and artisans who are already engaged in traditional art and craft. Central assistance is provided to these artists, and they are helped to sell their products all over the country. TriFed is another service provider for tribes, and it helps them to sell their products all over the country. It also helps in their socio-economic development too. So tribes are very much benefited from this scheme. A lot of low interest loans are also provided to our women entrepreneurs. And there's another scheme that is Adarsh Smarak, where assistance is provided for improving the visitor amenities at the monuments to make them physically challenged friendly. So this is about the scheme. Jatan is another virtual museum tour. So you can just sit back at your home, you can log into Jatan and you can have a museum experience sitting at home, and you can get to know about different products. So this is about Jatan. Another very important scheme is the Swadesh Darshan scheme under our Ministry of Tourism, where different tourist circuits are made all over the country and assistance is provided to develop these tourist circuits. Jaipur is one of the tourist circuits under the scheme. Yes, a lot of regular international cultural exchanges are, provided by our government, which is also a great initiative to enroll youth in cultural exchange and promotion. Well, last slide, please. Well, you know, our honorable Prime Minister just a few days back, Mr. Narendra Modi, he quoted and said, "A nation achieves glory when it takes pride in its heritage." And with this, I just conclude my presentation by saying our culture, our tradition, our language are the foundations over which our identities are built. I firmly believe in that, and I know all of you too. So thank you so much for providing this opportunity. Let's meet in the future and get to know each other more. Thank you and namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you, dear Harshita, for your absolutely incredible presentation. Thank you so much. If you, dear participants, have questions to Harshita, please write them to our chat. And now we have a question to Valeria Chernogorodova from Özgeril Zolgeril. Dear Valeria Chernogorodova, thank you so much for your presentation. It was very informative. I want to ask about grant competition of Rosmolodezh. Please let me know, do you have grant competition which supports foreign citizens, especially youth from another countries? Valeria?
Yes, so actually foreign citizens cannot participate in our grant competition. I mean, apply, send the application form, but you can form a team with a Russian partner. This partner can apply, send the actual application form, but you can implement your project together.
Thank you, Valeria. Thank you, Özgeril. Let's continue, dear participants. I would like to emphasize that our program is aimed at exchanging experience in the field of culture and art and implementing joint international projects. So please take this opportunity to share with us and all the participants the ideas that you have looking at your colleagues. I would like to tell you that today BRICS is a group of 5 countries that is gaining strength in the global space, and our event is part of the contribution to the cultural and humanitarian development of the BRICS countries. And I am happy to see other countries here as well. The previous 3 meetings gathered 170 representatives from 21 countries of the world. So we can obviously say it's a BRICS Plus event, which is really great. And now let me tell you, dear participants, that China, Brazil, India, Rwanda, South Africa, Russia, Mongolia, Iraq, Pakistan, Nigeria, and Tanzania with us at the moment. And it's very beautiful. And now we move on to South Africa, Cape Town, UNESCO City of Design. Let's welcome Tumisang Victoria Maheso, our big friend, founder and chairperson of the South African International Students Association, SAISA, South Africa. Victoria, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Diana. Thank you so much. Hello, everybody. As introduced, my name is Victoria. I'll be speaking about Cape Town, South Africa, UNESCO Creative City of Design. Let's go to the next slide. So Cape Town is one of the biggest cities in South Africa, where we have the Table Mountain, we have the East Coast, and we have some of the architecture of Cape Town with the beautiful colors on the other picture. So this is just an overview of Cape Town City in South Africa. Next slide, please. Let us speak about this creative city, right? A city of nearly 4 million inhabitants, Cape Town is endured with abundant creative talent, a diverse and vibrant population, and a rich and complex history. Since the democratization process initiated in 1994, Cape Town has used creativity and design as tools in the ongoing process of rebuilding, reconnecting, and repositioning the city to transform lives and to build a better, more resilient city for all. Cape Town is committed to democratize design, strengthening the local and international design ecosystem, embedding design-led innovation into the city's administration and using design as a problem-solving tool for urban challenges to improve the lives of its inhabitants. Let's go to the next slide. So creative and design community. The creative and design community of Cape Town is supported by a number of annual creative and design related events, such as the Open Street in Cape Town, where designers are given an opportunity to come and showcase all of their designs. We have some of the biggest one, which is the Cape Town Carnival and the South African Innovation Summit, where we have designers and creatives from Cape Town being given a platform to showcase all of their talents. We have Design Indaba, which is also one of the biggest design companies in South Africa, and the Open Design initiative that has been started for young designers in Cape Town. Next slide, please. How did Cape Town become a UNESCO Creative City? Good question. So due to Cape Town's growing population as an ideas and creative city and one of the creative capitals of Africa, UNESCO City of Design in Africa since 2017, with its functions being point of interaction of its creative industries and a vehicle for integration and connectedness with other sectors. It is estimated that the creative industries contributed over 1 billion gross value added and provided approximately 27.7 jobs in Cape Town, amounting to 2.2% of the total formal employment in the city since 2004. So UNESCO Creative City Cape Town became a capital of a creative capital of Africa in 2017, and is by far growing to be one of the biggest creative cities in Africa and the world. Next slide, please. Youth activities that could be found in Cape Town Creative City. These are some of the objectives that these youth activities are aiming to achieve. So we are looking at enhancing the position of Cape Town as an ideas and innovation capital for all of Africa, as mentioned earlier. Establishing the Cape Town Global Academy, resulting from a public-private partnership with the city of Atlanta and focusing on urban future and creative cities. We are building a more inclusive, integrated, and vibrant city through the transit design program, focusing on transport and mobility initiatives and implementing the integrated community programs aimed at using culture, creativity, design, and design thinking principles to improve the lives of people in Cape Town. So some of the main objectives, rather, of the youth activities in Cape Town Creative City is more of making the community more inclusive for everyone and promoting design and innovation among young people so that the lives of Cape Town inhabitants can be made a little bit better. Next slide, please. The roles and contributions of the design in youth development and promotion of the city. So these are some of the events and design programs for young designers in South Africa and that are run and implemented within the creative city Cape Town. So one of the biggest one, as mentioned earlier, was the South African Innovation Summit, which is an annual event where young designers and young creatives are given a platform to come and showcase their talent and all of their passions in design and creativity. We also have the Young Designers Competition and all fashion sourcing in Cape Town. We have the Go Create Design Festival. We also have the Family Makers Day, which also now opens up the creative and design department to not only adults and people that have passion in creativity and design, but we also have the participation of young children and actually educating them from a young age about design and creativity. We also have one of the biggest competitions, the Young Designers Competition, as mentioned earlier, that this is also one of the biggest competition that now pushes the creative city of design as Cape Town is known for. Next slide, please. What does this creative city aim to achieve? Cape Town aims to achieve quite a number of things, but one of the top ones that we can just touch on right now is recognizing that creativity and culture are critical components in shaping Cape Town as a thriving and resilient city. Working closely with cities in the network to share ideas, challenges, and success related to the use of design in building sustainable and resilient cities, notably to support the development of a design-led innovation strategy for Cape Town, help create valuable partnerships, coordinate and focus and grow Cape Town's local design sector, share and create knowledge, grow new markets, and have an impact on Cape Town's ability to achieve inclusion, urban sustainable development. Next slide, please. So in conclusion, in the words of Design Indaba, not only does the city celebrate the best in design, but also the potential for us to reimagine aspects of the design world, such as spatial planning. Cape Town has many challenges, but with that comes opportunities to bridge the division while using creativity as a tool to create a better world for all of us. Thank you everybody for your time and energy. My name is Dumisang Victoria Maheso. As mentioned, I am the founder and the chairperson of the South African International Students Association, with our main objective being to eradicate the lack of knowledge of youth policy opportunities available for South Africans studying abroad. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, dear Victoria. We are very happy to have your association as a partner of our project office on youth cooperation, Russia BRICS. Thank you so much. And let me check the chat if we have the questions to you. Yes, we have Victoria. Dear Victoria, as a professor of cultural studies and design department, I would like to invite your young designers and professors to participate in our competition and scientific conferences devoted to design. Moreover, we have 2 master programs and we invite your students to enter URL Federal University. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. We will just get in touch with the Agency of Culture and Science Diplomacy so that we can be able to get those opportunities to the relevant South Africans in the design and creativity sector.
Yes. And another question, Victoria. Victoria, in your opinion, are young people in Cape Town interested in youth international cooperation within the framework of BRICS and UNESCO creative cities? Maybe to create an international youth cooperation of design cities?
Thank you very much, Kira, for that question. In my own opinion, I think that everybody is looking at making some sort of connections internationally in order for them to grow their craft and their design. So we are in a position where young people in Cape Town are looking for as many opportunities as possible for them to be able to grow their network and grow the UNESCO creative cities within the framework of BRICS, so that we can be able to grow the network of designers in South Africa. So that can only be achieved if opportunities such as the one that was sent by the Agency of Cultural and Science Diplomacy are sent to young people in Cape Town, young designers, so that they can be able to just tap into the international spectrum a little bit. So I think more young people are looking and are actually able to go bigger into their international cooperation with the design cities.
Thank you for your answer, dear Victoria. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So let's continue, dear participants. By the way, you can find 2 first meetings of our program on YouTube. The links are already in the Zoom chat. I hope And yes, and soon the rest of the meetings will be there as well. So please like, share, and post it. I'm glad to say that the governor of the Ulyanovsk region is also interested in our program. We will certainly see him at our final meeting in December. And now I would like to give the floor to Daria Dubaeva, head of the Youth Affairs Department of the Ulyanovsk City Administration, Russia, Ulyanovsk, UNESCO City of Literature. Daria?
Здравствуйте, коллеги. Я хочу сегодня рассказать про один из видов активности, который проходил у нас в Ульяновске. Ульяновск вообще является литературным городом ЮНЕСКО, как литературоведение, литература, изучение литературного наследия и современные виды литературного творчества, в том числе в среде молодежи. Но я хочу рассказать про немножко другую форму взаимодействия, о том, как молодежь творческая, занимающаяся другими видами визуального искусства, отражает свое отношение к литературному наследию, в частности, к фольклору, через свое творчество. Ульяновск находится в Поволжье. Это многонациональный регион, где проживает больше сотни этносов, и каждая национальность, она, естественно, имеет свое, в том числе и литературное наследие. И в рамках фестиваля, который назывался Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, проходило осмысление современными художниками, работающими в технике муралистики, осмысление фольклорного наследия. В том числе. Интересно, что наш фестиваль был таким способом совместить гражданскую активность в сфере развития городов, то есть в рамках фестиваля создавались сообщества инициативных жильцов многоквартирных домов, которые сами выступали с инициативой, чтобы на их доме разместился мурал, посвященный литературе или фольклору. Был контакт и такая плотная коммуникация с коммунальными службами, которые техническое обеспечение делали, и, конечно, работа художников. Следующий слайд, пожалуйста. Я хочу рассказать про несколько работ, и следующий слайд. Про несколько работ, которые были созданы в рамках нашего фестиваля. Первая работа, которая наиболее интересна, это такой небольшой эксперимент творческой молодежи, чтобы осмыслить, как сейчас в настоящее время развивается современный городской фольклор, и художник, который приезжал к нам из другого региона, он сначала провел такую небольшую фольклорную экспедицию, изучая, какие выражения, какие фразы, какие такие понятные именно на нашей территории, именно в нашем городе можно называть современным фольклором и современными пословицами. И вот здесь на фасаде 9-этажного дома вы на фото можете увидеть, расположена фраза «Я на том берегу не ориентируюсь». Вроде бы такая непонятная людям других городов фраза обычная, но история про то, что наш город состоит из двух частей по двум берегам Волги, и эти две половины города, они достаточно изолированные, люди часто могут месяцами не переезжать через мост, и сейчас... И поэтому фраза «я на том берегу не ориентируюсь», она одинаково узнаваема жителям и правого, и левого берега. Это такая местная присказка. Здесь, кстати, я хочу отметить на этом слайде, что здесь работало два художника. Один работающий, можете увидеть фоновые буквы, это в стилистике древнерусской вязи, то есть это современное осмысление традиционной шрифтов, традиционной русской письменности. И ключевая фраза написана в технике леттеринга художником, который приезжал к нам из Краснодарского края, из южной части России. То есть это такая коллаборация двух разных визуальных техник, отражающих современные состояния фольклора, который рождается на наших глазах. Следующий слайд, пожалуйста. Здесь вы видите дом пятиэтажный, на котором расположен двухчастный мурал, который отражает мифы одного из этносов, проживающим у нас здесь в Приволжском регионе. Это мордовский народ. Здесь отражено два божества, бог огня и богиня воды, которые, ну, я думаю, что в каждой фольклорной культуре есть это противостояние двух образов, дихотомии огня и воды, дихотомии мужского и женского, и вот это как раз отражение национального мифа, национальных сказаний, которые показывают, визуализирует героев традиционного мордовского этноса. Еще интересно, что этот дом сам выбирал легенду, по которой жильцы дома, сам выбирал легенду, по которой будут создаваться мурал, потому что совсем недавно рядом с этим домом был большой пожар, а по сюжету этой легенды как раз вода, женскость, она утихомиривает воинственность бога огня, и поэтому для жильцов это было еще и эмоционально важно увидеть вот это вот литературное осмысление усмиряемости стихии в том числе. И здесь у нас работал художник из Кемерово, Вадим Мизо. Он художник международный, работает в том числе и по разные стороны континентов и океанов, и вот в том числе он приезжал к нам в Ульяновск. Следующий слайд, пожалуйста. Это одна из самых таких интересных работ. Ее создавал художник из Нижегородской области. Это работа, которая сочетает в себе и фольклорное, и историческое наследие города Ульяновска, и мировой художественной культуры в том числе. Возможно, вы знаете, что Ульяновск – это родина Владимира Ильича Ленина, и в свое время, когда город обновлялся, естественно, в период еще Советского Союза, у нас в 60-е годы была массовая застройка такими передовыми произведениями советского модернизма, архитектурного именно. И вот это строение расположено, это техническая постройка, оно расположено в центре города, как раз где локально очень много произведений советского модернизма архитектурные, и поэтому вот эта четкость линий, она отражает архитектурную среду и очень хорошо вписывается в городской пейзаж. Образы же, которые здесь отражены, опять-таки всех волнующих всегда, противостояние мужского и женского, сочетание их, и женское лицо, отсылающее к египетской богине Изиде, в том числе отражает и Волгу, реку, на которой расположен наш город. И трубы, которые вы видите сбоку, это отражение промышленного наследия нашей страны, и в том числе и легенды о богатырях, которые всегда в древности основывали города, открывали новые земли. Поэтому здесь сочетание исторического, сочетание фольклорного и сочетание традиционных поволжских легенд и сказок. Разрабатывал и создавал эту работу художник Кирилл Ведерников, он также работает по всему миру, у него была большая работа в Барселоне, в России он достаточно известен, это именно художник, работающий в более академичном стиле, вот он тоже подарил нашему городу такую работу. Следующий слайд, пожалуйста. Я хочу сказать, что это всего лишь 3 работы, которые, наверное, наиболее так ярко отражают разницу стилистики, и то, что эти работы отражают разные техники, разные временные периоды, разные подходы к цвету, разное осмысление литературы в том числе. Всего в рамках фестиваля было создано более 10 работ различных масштабов. И сейчас мы надеемся, что этот фестиваль станет традиционным для нашего города, и в следующем году он снова будет проводиться. И тематика литературы, она также будет сохраняться, потому что, чтобы сохранить преемственность разных молодежных программ, в том числе и в русле работы литературного города ЮНЕСКО. Спасибо.
Thank you, dear Daria, for interesting, creative youth case of Ulyanovsk city. Dear participants, if you have a question to Daria, please write to the Zoom chat. Well, the BRICS countries are represented in the UNESCO Creative Cities Network by 41 cities. You will have the opportunity to get acquainted with most of these cities within the framework of our creative cooperation program, UNESCO Creative Cities of BRICS countries, Art Together. And now let's move to sunny Brazil. I would like to welcome Sabrina Cabral Souza, founder of Ruma and fellow Bolsa Jovem Fortaleza, municipal government. Fortaleza, UNESCO City of Design. Sabrina, can you hear us?
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
So to start, I would like to share about Fortaleza Creative City, because the preparation about the Creative City Design title started in 2018, when the dossier for approval in the UNESCO network was created and prepared by the city government and other institutions in my city. They worked really hard to creating a good dossier to show the culture and the design in the city. So, next slide, please. To start, I will talk about me, because I am part of this. I am a beneficiary of all public politics in my city. I am a young girl for a Brazilian favela in Fortaleza, and because of the UNESCO Creative City title and network, I have a chance to develop my network, to develop my perspective of growth and my career. And now I am a young activist, a young mobilizer, I am a young professional in design and other areas because of this title. And in Fortaleza City, we have other hundred young like me because of this type of politics. So next slide, please. This is a timeline about Creative City title. We created the dossier, and after we received the nomination, and the nomination have good considerations about our dossier. The dossier have good details about the Creative City, good initiatives to implement in the city in the next year, and in 2020, the Fortaleza City started the agenda implementation. Next, please. So to start, we really need to understand the socio-economical context in Brazil, because we have a continental country, it's really big country, and we have different manifestations, different regions, and different cities. And this have influence in things about the creativity title in Fortaleza. And to start, most part of the people know about Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo, and many people would ask why Rio de Janeiro is not a creative city, or São Paulo, or Brasilia, when we have the capital, the main capital of the country. So we have a big country, and we have a big development in the south of the country. It's true, but in the north, in the northwest region of Brazil, we have most part of natural resources, and we also have a big cultural contingent. We have different people around this place. And to start the context, we have the São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro in the southwest region of Brazil, and we have the most part of industry of the country, the development in technology and the business and employment, it's true. And in the south, we have most part of European descendants communities, and we have the best index about the development. And in Brasilia, we have the Midwest. In the Midwest, we have the capital of Brazil. And in the north, we have part of Brazilian Amazonia forest. And we have indigenous communities. We have a big culture too. And in the northwest, we have Fortaleza and in Ceará state. And next slide, please. One important thing about the social context is because the concentration of development happens because most part of technology and industry is in the southeast part of the country. This causes several development problems in the northeast region, including discrimination and xenophobia. But my region is really resilient. So we brief designs. We have beautiful manifestations of the culture. We have different people create beautiful things. So this is different things in my state. Some part of these manifestations are from Fortaleza, but we have Bahia, we have Maranhão, we have Pernambuco, and we have beautiful culture from indigenous communities, descendants, and Afro descendants too. And next slide, please. So Fortaleza is a beautiful city também too. And next slide, please, to show different manifestation of all culture. Most part of this culture came from other cities in Ceará, and Fortaleza is the main point when we can share this culture with the world. And this point became Fortaleza a creative city. We have different ways to do artisans things. The first is renda, is a weaving technique to create different clothes, and is an international technique really recognized. We have colored sands, clay sculptures, carnaval bistral, and other different manifestations of the culture using natural resource in our region. Next slide, please. And this have a big impact in our economy because of this title. Now, Fortaleza have a big sector creative in the state. The creative state is growing, involving traditional culture and innovation to generate income for people in the city and in the state. In the creative economy is really connected with tourism. 17% of Fortaleza economy directly and indirectly involves designers. Yes, it's a big index, and we're really proud of this type of thing because most part of this professional will be young people in the future, a closer future. So we have a big contribution in the index economic in the Northeast region of Brazil, and we have a big economical growth in the last years because of this title. Fortaleza have a big growth, and this growth impacts directly the youth in the city. Next slide, please. And we have a good initiative created to amplify this creative things, this creative title in the city. We have a creative district called Iracema. And I'm curious thing about this name is because Iracema is a name of a woman in a book, a famous book about our region, called about the indigenous community, and Iracema was chosen because we have different things occurring in this region of the city. Next, please. As example, we have different intervention in this district. We have places to the people appreciate the moments with the family, with the friends. We have a good transport. 1 minute, I have problems with the sound. Oh, okay. Fortaleza have different transportation systems. We have the bus, we have the bicicletar, is a shared system using bikes. We have also accessibility for the people with the disability, and we have the artisan business in the same area. And this way, we call the city to use this space and appreciate this place created by creative power of the city. Next, please. And to talk about this development, we need to talk about the youth development in Fortaleza. Please, next. In the Fortaleza city, we have many investments and we have many partners investing in politics for youth development. And the most part of this development is focused in vulnerable areas of the city, like my region. I am from favela, and these regions is really affected by inequalities in the city. So this way, Fortaleza invests in these areas, in the youth of these areas. In this way, we have a growth, a big growth in the professional development in the city. So next slide, please. We invest really in creative economy. As an example, we have a youth center, 5 youth centers in the worst parts of the city, the most dangerous, the most social inequality problems in the city. We have youth centers focused in these areas. As an example, we have a youth center in my region of Brazil, in my region of my city. So we have different things occurring in these areas. So we have activities for the community, we have sports, we have science, we have arts, we have different things for different people, for different areas of creative economy. In this way, we invest in the development of young people. We have all the structure. We have different structure to different things and different necessities. Next, we have other intervention like the next, please. The creative schools. We have 3 and now 4 schools focusing in different things of the creative areas. We have design, fashion, and program schools, and now we have a social business school focused in young people for vulnerable areas. In this way, we promote the creative economy for the people we really need. Next, please. We also have funding opportunity for young people, sharing with the world the amazing things we are doing in Fortaleza. As an example, Bolsa Jovem, or Youth Fellowship, is focused in young people who are starting their careers. The young people can create a career in 9 creative different areas, including sustainability, entrepreneurship, arts, and communication, and other different things to create a career. They have a small grant to invest in capacitation, to help pay the bills in the house, to help the family development, and invest in their careers. And other different things about the funding is we have a funding focused in help young people to travel in different states of Brazil, in different countries around the world. I traveled to Sao Paulo. I probably will travel to Argentina next year with this type of funding. And we have different grants, programs focused in creative areas. We have, as an example, a funding focused in creative business, small business in the city created by the youth. In this way, they invested in capacitation, workshops, activities, and a big fund, a big grant for young people invest in their ideas. Next, please. And we have more. Yes, we have more. We have international partnerships. We have an actual partnership with Inter-American Development Bank to invest in this politics. And we have other partnerships, as example, with the French government to help young people from the art areas to travel to France and learn about the art concepts. We have a national partnership with Coliga X. Is a national school focused in creative areas, and this way we have opportunity to capacitation, what activities focused in creative areas, and we also have opportunity to grants for young people.
If Sabrina will join us a bit later, we will give her the floor. I would like to mention that in Russia, there are several grant-giving organizations which support projects related to international cooperation, and they really help to put creative ideas into practice. It would be interesting to learn if you, dear participants, have such grant support in your countries. Sabrina mentioned some grant possibilities to young businessmen, creative businessmen. If you know about these grant competitions, please share in the chat. And now let me welcome our Chinese speaker. I'm glad to give the floor to Jianhua Zhou, teacher at Zhangzhou Normal University and PhD student at Ural Federal University, China, Beijing, UNESCO City of Design. Dear Jianhua.
Okay, can I share the screen? Can I have the limitation for share the screen? I need to show my PPT. Thank you very much.
Jianhua represent Chinese city Beijing. Beijing is UNESCO City of Design.
Okay, now I will share share my topic. It's my big honor to join this meeting. So my topic is how the young's activity influenced Beijing has become the UNESCO Creative City of Design. I'm Jianhua Zhou from Ural Federal University and China. And now we know that Beijing is the first. Now we know Beijing is the first World International Center for Creativity and Sustainable Development. And it focused on two concepts. Creativity is for transforming outward, and the second is sustainable development for extending to the future. And I will from two parts to explain my topic. The first one is a basement. It's is external reason for young support to creativity, the Beijing city. And then the part two is the part of youngs. It is internal reason for how the it is creativity city. And the next is, as we all know, the Beijing is a capital city. It have the objective elements for youngs to show the ability of creativity. Those including elements, we can see it is unique and cannot copy. It gives more chance to creative art design work for young person. We can see there have so many different elements to give the objective basement. And the next, Beijing is the dual Olympic city. For this big mega event winter, and they give more open places for developments and international communication, and the more young people come release and invoke native vitality. So there have there the Beijing government have the places for to use the mega events and make the international capital city in the world for promote the development of creativity for the youngs. And the next is the multicultural city of Beijing. So as we know, Beijing is ancient capital of sixth dynasty in the world in China, and there have a lot of world intangible culture heritage, and it is modern industry architecture and modern commercial culture blocks combined in one city. As we know, there have no tolerance cities ability like this Beijing in the world. So now we see this all the very important basement for the young group and the young poet to to show the more creativity, abilities, and imaginations for design. And the fourth is the center point of creativity is Beijing. There have the creation of the world capital of culture, and as the center point of creativity, they have encouraged places for young creativity and innovation. There have beneficial culture and creative ecological environment for the youngs to show them. And there have extensive creative industry basement and different national background of young people come from different countries of the world. We can see, please show the PPT to the for Beijing, the central point of creativity. Thank you. And at the center of the creativity, there have different national, different publications and report and activities for the city of design. Oh, we can see here. Oh, the next. Thank you. The next page. The next page of PPT. Okay, see. Okay. Oh no, not this last one. Yes. In here we can see here have so many programs and activities for stimulate and encourage the young person who live in this city, and they come from different places of China and different countries of the world. They have if they want, they have chance to show they have chance to show and give contribution to the creativity of design. So this is all the external reasons and objective basement for the creative design the city. So next is the power of youngs, and it is internal reasons for the young power to influence Beijing has become the creativity design city. And as the emerging young group stimulates urban innovation vitality, there have three elements to show: is creativity spirit, creativity idea, and creativity action. As we see in this picture, they have a big cup of coffee, and they make them like cartoon. And they have one book of the coffee map in Beijing. So from during the COVID-19 and from to 2021 and to 2022, this 1 year, and in Beijing they have almost 393 coffee store have new open. So this is emerging coffee industry line for the economic development. It surpassed the technology industry in Beijing, especially in the very modern cities, Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Shenzhen, and others. So we can see in the first picture, they designed the coffee holster like cartoon, and make different kind of coffee productions for different favors about customer, and they have they combine all elements for funny, learning, creativity, art, technology, and life, and the food, and different original productions of the coffee together to combine for the show the creative idea and the creativity stores, especially in the economic industry. And we can see here, we can see the next, please next PPT. We can see, please next PPT page. Thank you. We can see here have the host young persons. They are designer, and to show the there's a unique unique coffee store, and the coffee industry chain forms a gathering place for young entrepreneurs, and coffee shops with different design concepts bring inspiration habitat for people. So this is the change the life structure and give the high level of the life favor. They have a public, they building the public space for the youngs how to live very well and to give more inspiration to production. So the next is pioneers in urban living and creativity. And we can see in the picture there the new designer, very famous new designer in this year. The name is Chen Peng, and he designed the different very famous and very technology materials for the for clothes, especially for the athletes, ice hockey athletes clothes. And actually he is very modern clothes design. He invited by Bazaar for the magazine. So the pioneers of young sport, they have the creative, more flexible employment, and they rely on the internet spread network culture. And they have new business life promotes the modern urban life. So we have a new style. We call it, it is emergency young sport for the creativity design city of Beijing. So the next is the Beijing International Design Week. It starts from 2009, and the first topic is with Xin later. Xin is some moral festival in the Chinese traditional, especially the Confucianism philosophy. It is focused on the access, benefits, balance, harmony for human beings, especially for the city design and the development of the places. And now it is the 2022. They have a new concept. It is back to the traditional Chinese traditional materials, especially the pencil and the ink and the paper and different materials for writing. We know the first paper in the world is innovation in China, and Chinese painting and the Chinese drawing is famous. It have almost 2,000 years of history. And at the same time, the exhibition will promote new cultural awareness through design, showcase new ideas from the revitalization of the conceptual ink design with the world, and create new partner of mutual intuition in the design industry. We can see the here have the introduction pictures. They're very interesting. It's ink, Chinese words ink. It's a different kind of this Russia ink. Before I joined the Chinese painting, I forgot to take the Chinese ink from Russia. I go to the pencil store and buy the Russia ink. When I drawing, it's a different kind of feelings for drawing. So the next is the young sport promoting high quality urban economic development. So they driving the force of productivity and the adjustment of industrial structure, and create new emergency career options, and sharing economy, and attracts more youngs from the world. You can see in this picture, this is San Litur and Tai Guli. This is a very modern famous brands collected together. It's like a young center for the new design creativity and a new design idea, new design spirit and inspirations, and the original place, and they all born in this place. And so now every as the government of design city, it is necessary to take attention on the meaningful of of young's activity because we are not the one, we are the group, and we have high education. For example, among the emergency youngs in Beijing, here have 78.5% have a college degree or above, 44.6% have a bachelor degree, and 4.5% have a master degree or above. So this young group are characterized by knowledge and skill and flexible employment, and they have interest driving for work and a high degree of autonomy and job satisfaction, and promote the pattern of diverse urban employment choice. So this gives all the activity and new blood for the city development. And the emergency youngs are the producer and the disseminations of cultural value. They play an important role in guiding social trees of thought through the internet and other ways. So their creativity work preserves the good ecology of urban creative culture in an open, diversified, and professional mode. So I think every creativity city in UNESCO is special. They have different track. They have unique and different characters. So this is why, as a new force in urban development, the youngs, they inspire innovation, promote high quality development, and creative more opportunity for young people to succeed. So this is our word, multiple culture. Like one family, we have different mile and different idea and different grow up background and different education level. So all the objective elements give us challenge how to focus on our future, especially the young generation future. We should give keep balance of the attitude to how to think about them and how to care about them and how to make plan for them. So this is not only for public, it's about more important work for the creativity, design, city, government. So this is my report. Thank you very much. And here I have the last page PPT. Yes, thank you for all. Welcome to Beijing. Thank you all.
Thank you, dear Jianhua, for absolutely amazing presentation of multicultural city of Beijing. We should finalize our Zoom meeting. I would like to thank all the speakers and participants of the 4th online meeting within the Creative Cooperation Program UNESCO Creative Cities of the BRICS countries Art Together. The topic of our next meeting will be project activity as a driver of UNESCO city development. We will gather in a month on the 15th of November at the same time. You will meet new speakers from new UNESCO creative cities and learn a lot of interesting information. Keep in touch, dear friends, and see you next month.